hopefully with someone who is taking care of him, and he's protected and safe. And that's, whether or not that's what actually happened, I can't branch predict every other thing that comes to my mind because I don't want to.
We're following the explosive new allegations in the Kyron Horman case. His dad, who we just heard from right there, claims Kyron's stepmom has been cheating on him since his son disappeared. Kane also claims Terry had plans to abduct their 20-year-old daughter. Michelle Sagona, briefly tell us about that abduction issue.
Well, basically the content said that she had tried to make contact with her daughter, possibly at the daycare. Also, in addition, the paperwork claims that she took pictures, or that possibly Mr. Cook took pictures, just reading this over here, and that with his cell phone, and that there were some Google addresses and things like that also searched on the particular cell phone, so that she may have been in violation of that particular order. However, today, her attorney is stating that she is not contesting that restraining order, and that she's also going to let her child and Kane move back into the home.
Joe Finley, criminal defense attorney, this Mr. Cook has just been thrown into this with a court document. What should he do to protect himself legally so that he doesn't get sucked into this?
Well, the first thing he has to do is obviously retain counsel, and his counsel needs to determine whether or not he is a target, a subject, or merely a witness to it. If he is merely a witness to it, he's going to have a difficult time explaining the innuendo of him not participating in any type of investigation. If he's a suspect or a target, then he really doesn't have to participate in the investigation. Most likely he'd find out he's only a witness, at which point he'd have to share information. Otherwise, he'll fall under the watchful eye of law enforcement in a split second.
Now, Mike Brooks, you heard Michelle Sagona say that she spoke to a Michael Cook who had gotten involved after the child's disappearance. You know, he could have been just trying to help out, trying to help find the child. This kind of thing has happened before. In the Casey Anthony case, there were people who were looking for little Kaylee who ended up involved, purportedly, it hasn't been proven obviously, with George Anthony.
Well, yes, but we haven't heard their name come up anywhere on any witness list, at least that I've seen in the Casey Anthony trial or in any court documents. You know, where we have with this Michael Cook. What is his involvement in this? We don't know for sure. All we know is the information that we have from the court documents. And you know, Jane, that information about Terry going to the gym came on June 28th, before she was served with the papers. And subsequently, in those papers, one of the areas where she is restrained from coming and looking for the child is the Edge Gym, and it's also right in the court papers.
Let me
She didn't get the papers
Two grocery
yet.
store chains have turned over surveillance video from the day Kyron vanished. One of them, a Fred Meyer store, is 5 miles from Kyron's school. The other store, Albertson, 14 miles from the school. Investigators hope the tapes, the videos, will help them construct a detailed timeline of Terry's whereabouts that day. So that's interesting. Briefly, Michelle, that they're looking at this in terms of possible movements of Terry. I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, I do know that early on, investigators did confirm to me that they were pulling surveillance and asking and requesting for surveillance from many different locations, Jane, including going out and tracking down some of these leads, which one did come in West Virginia over the weekend. I spoke with the FBI and the local authorities.
On the other side of the break, we're extending this. It's too big.
Why don't they elaborate on the fact that when Terry went to the gym, even though they're saying before she got the papers, elaborate on that even though it was in the restraining order that she was not allowed to go to the gym, she didn't know that. Otherwise, she probably would not have even gone to the gym. I wish they would talk about that rather than saying, you know, she's in violation of the restraining order, but yet she hadn't received it yet. She didn't know what places were on there that she was not allowed to go because she didn't even know it was happening. She went to the gym. She wanted to know when her husband was going to show up again. Whether she was going to abduct her, take Kiara, who knows? But if she went to the gym and said, I'm going to take Kiara while you work out, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is all before she knew. This is why I get frustrated with these shows, is because they're not talking about that part. They should be discussing it and saying this is all, this may mean nothing because of the fact that she didn't get the papers yet. Perhaps Kane may have told somebody at the gym that I'm filing a restraining order against my wife, and one of the places she cannot show up is here. Now that's understandable. But if Terry didn't know, she's not in violation of going to the gym at that point, in my opinion. Everybody please chime in, because you can see I'm frustrated.